Something else I wanted to talk a little bit about today is the mysterious island and the hole that they've dug themselves into with it.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
Over on the blog, I've got Mysterious Island guides. I got the April map right here. I got the spring map, and I got the Forgotten Treasury map right here. I'm just going to pull up the Forgotten Treasury map just to kind of show this off. So one thing that I've talked about a lot with Hero Wars, all versions of the game, is the lack of powerful rewards that they have. And I'm not really sure what their design philosophy is with the most recent Mysterious Islands. One thing about them that is not so mysterious is how to get to the big rewards. Like if you just take a look at this map, like whenever a map goes live, about 8 people send me maps with different routes on it or different colors of the same route. But looking at this map, like there's really nowhere to go, right? Here's the map route that I drew. There's no multiple paths. It's our own fault that it's not mysterious, right? It's our own fault that there's nothing hidden because we use data miners to pull all this out. Kirchhei's, by the way, is a person that has been consistently data mining this stuff, or at least data mining it first. There's some pretty good low-hanging fruit on these events. Like take this 10K, the 10K right here, for example. I think it's like here. Yeah. 10K stones. That's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. Just hanging out right there. The problem with this, though, is, as I've said many times, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. So you got these maps, 3,000 golden thread, 150 purple runes, some skinstone chests, 100 chests, 100 of the ancient artifacts. Absolute artifact chests down here. That's pretty good. And there's some good stuff on the way. Like we can't forget about all the good items on the way also. The spring rebirth map, which is also still live for just a little bit longer, has a few okay-ish rewards also. Like majority of this is items for your players. The Eternal Seeds, people have been telling me, is something that they would really like to get to. And then and again, not far away from the start here, there's some pretty decent rewards. The gold right there, 5 million gold, the 8,000 TOE currency, the 4,000 Titan skin stones, and the 500 emeralds right there. Like those are both pretty good to grab, right out of the gate. Boom, boom, right? Not too bad. Can't complain too much about that. And, even the April map, which looks like a kidney or a liver or whatever, it's the same kind of deal. Like the rewards they're just not that good. And here's the problem. Here's the problem that Hero Wars is going to have. Somebody reached out to me yesterday, and I apologize, Alan. Alan reached out to me yesterday with a conversation about the Mysterious Island and the rewards. Like you start there. See, there's another 10K, right there at the very beginning. Right there at the very beginning, you got the 10K. It's selected already, and not that far, away you go. So they've gotten to the point where they've had so many maps in a row. And by the way, these 3, maybe a 4th map. It feels like we're going to get a 4th map here. It really feels like we're going to get a 4th map in the next week. I don't know what map that would be, but whatever. We've had so many bad Mysterious Island maps in a row that a lot of people that I've talked to, and this isn't everybody. Like obviously I'm talking to 159 people right now, and there's 300,000 spending players in Hero Wars. There's 300,000 players that are spending every month on Hero Wars at an average of like $90 a month. So I know that I'm not talking to everyone when I say this, but it feels like that all of the good rewards are no longer a part of the Mysterious Island, or at least the rewards that are there are not good enough to get there with Mysterious Island moves that you do have, the Explorers moves that you do have. And if you don't have Explorers moves, and you go a month, 2 months, 3 months without having decent rewards, and people stop buying resource subscriptions. I can't tell you the last time that I bought a resource subscription. I can't tell you the last time that I bought a silver season ticket, a gold season ticket. There's a lot of moves that you get. I think it's like 11, maybe 15 moves total in the season if you buy the golden ticket and all of that. what happens if, the average player, let's say not 84, let's say somebody has 8 moves. Okay, let's say somebody has 8 moves. And then, the fourth map that shows up here, hypothetical fourth map that shows up here, there's a nice juicy 20,000 emerald reward. Okay, 20,000 emerald reward, and it takes 15 moves to get to, 18, 22, 25 moves to get to. Well, you're not going to get there. If you only have like 8 or 10 moves, you're not going to get there. And the resource subscription is only 2 per day. They probably need to add a bundle where you can just buy a bunch of moves. And maybe that exists, and I just don't know it. Probably not, though, if I had to guess. Probably not. Like, these aren't explorers moves, those are archaeologist tools. Yeah, so you have, I don't know why I clicked on that. So you have this problem of not having really strong rewards, and the rewards that you used to use as a strong reward, you're not using them anymore. And the islands that we have, there's no secret to it. It's just, they have to make a decision. They don't have to do anything. First of all, they don't have to do anything, but in my opinion, they've got to make a decision here. They've got to find a happy medium, good enough rewards on the map versus the price of the moves. Because, you're talking about, what is it? 10, 12 is 22, 56. You need 56 moves to get all of the 4 big rewards here. And then there's a handful of rewards on the way that you want, like the 10K here and the 500 emeralds, the 500 emeralds. Maybe you want the 2K here. Maybe you want these vases. Maybe you want the 10K there. Maybe you want the patterns here and there. Like, it's going to cost you roughly 60 moves, this map, to get everything that you want off of it. Multiple paths, maybe. I feel like there's a big problem here, and I can't quite put my finger on it, if that makes sense. I feel like I just can't quite put my finger on what the issue is. Give us more rewards and a bigger tower. We all wish we had a bigger tower. Diabolical. Rewards in Island has become worse, and the rewards in TOP has become better, but TOP is an awful event. What's the main prize? It's a good question. Too many maps, not enough moves. Yep. I think somewhere along the line, they decided, wow, these maps make us a lot of money. And I think they're overdoing it with the map. I think that if they spent, like, what if instead of having 4 maps, you had 2 maps and you spent twice the effort and have more paths and have incentive to go the different directions? Like, for example, on the Forgotten Treasury map, make it so that this reward up here in the top right is really good, and this reward in the bottom left is really good. And then there's a couple of different ways to get across down here and around. So you can go like down and straight to get over to it, or you can go, over here and down and over to get to it, or you can go that way first and then backtrack up this way. And you can have like real choices. You can have real choices on what rewards you go and what paths you take, but there's no delineation. There's no variation in the paths. It's just like, this is the way you go for those rewards. And again, yeah, you're getting a ton of stuff, but at what point are we just not, Jose says, I can't accumulate enough moves even with a subscription for the amount of maps. That's a good point. Yeah. You need 56 here to get all 4 of these if you wanted them. They relied on probability for people to waste so many moves that their return on move purchases was more. Now that folks can see from credit cards where to go, or from content creators, that return has fallen, and this is their response. Fair enough. I'm pretty confident that we're going to see a fourth map. I don't know for what event, though. Maybe there's some unannounced event. Maybe Foundations of Power or Weaving Patterns is going to get a map. I don't know.